Okay, here we go. Design tools is it allows you to do a couple things, all right? So as I said, design tools is a mountain of a tool set, and it's the most advanced one that we offer, and it allows a couple of things. And here's what our agenda today looks like. So first we're going to work, I'm gonna get you set up choosing some settings, and because I want you to set up your settings in design tools so that way you can do everything in today's session that I'm gonna be covering. After that, design tools comes with some very powerful features, some that I think make everybody cheer when they hear them, because what design tools also comes with is a tool called the multi-tool. And the multi-tool allows you to do a couple of things. If you get tired of building out your modules one by one, with the multi-tool, you can actually build out your modules on a single page and then make a template for that module and then build it out over and over and over, right? So it's kind of like a batch process for creating your modules. The other thing that you can do with the multi-tool is you will be able to actually create templated pages for your assignments, for your discussions, for your announcements, for your quizzes, for your general pages. That way you can just create the designed aesthetic look in very nice aesthetic page and then just duplicate it over and over and over so that you can apply it to your future pages, okay? So it makes that really nice. The other thing that it does is that if you get tired of, let's say you have your course built out last semester and you're transferring it and importing it into this semester's course. Well, when you do that, all of us know that you end up having to redo all of your due dates for every assignment, quiz, any assessment type thing that has a due date in your class, you have to redo all of that. Well, design tools and the multi-tool allow you to actually change all of your due dates, until dates, available from dates in a single place on a single page all at once, and then you can just update it and it'll run throughout your course. So that is a very powerful tool. And to me, that's almost worth having design tools installed for you already. Okay, so we'll go over that. That is called what I call the power you've been searching for. After that, we'll actually get into actually building some templates so that you can become familiar with building those templates and using them in your courses. And then of course, I will show you about using your templates. And without further delay, I'd also like to show you about earning a badge. So by attending today's workshop, you will actually earn the Design Tools badge. And the Design Tools badge is actually one badge of online readiness badge. So that is one badge that moves towards the overall online teaching badge. And as we get closer to the end of the session, I'll go over that whole structure again so you can see the badges. But just know, for today, you will be earning the Design Tools badge. And in order to earn the Design Tools badge, you also have an assignment. And your assignment today will be building out in one of your own Canvas courses a page just like I will model for you in my own design tools. So you're going to use design tools, you're going to build out a page, and then you will actually submit that page as your assignment. And in order to do that, I want to take a moment, and if everybody could please, in another window, open up their browser and go into one of their own Canvas courses, right? Or go to your Canvas dashboard, and on your Canvas dashboard, you have received an invite into my Design Tools Summer 2020 course. Let me show you what that looks like. Wherever it is. Give me 1 second. There's Spring 2020. Let me refresh this page. There we go, Summer 2020. The course is going to look like this on your dashboard, but up at the top, you probably will receive a little banner that says you've been invited to join Design Tools Summer 2020. If you accept that invitation, it's going to take you right into my Design Tools course. And that is where you can take a moment. And first, what I'd like you to do is from the home page of my course, if you scroll down to the lower right-hand corner, you will see the button called Apply Design Tools. You can click that. And that will, of course, take you to your assignment so you can read a little bit about that. So I'm going to go ahead and give you 2 minutes to find that, and then I'm going to move on. So at 9:16, we will move forward from giving you the chance to look at the assignment and kind of read it over. And of course, as you have questions, feel free to type them into the chat. And throughout today's session, I will actually give you opportunities to unmute yourself and ask questions at those times too.
Okay, Matt. So when we're on the page, where were we supposed to scroll down to?
Okay, so when you're on the page, on the home page, scroll all the way down to the bottom of my home page. And what you will see is, let me go back one page to the home page. You'll see a little button at the very bottom called Apply Design Tools. If you click that button, it will take you to the assignment.
Thank you.
No problem. Good question, Pam. Good to see you again.
Yes.
Hey, Laura. Hello, everyone. Good to see all of you. Hey, Pat. So, Pat, I don't know if you know this, but they're releasing a new movie series that actually follows Enola Holmes, who's the fictional sister of Sherlock Holmes. Pat Smith and I typically talk about Sherlock Holmes and those sort of things when we're in session.
Did you also know they're being sued?
I did. I saw that because the estate didn't give them the permission to use it.
Well, they said that some of it is like no copyright, it's free domain, but all of those, Sherlock's not very nice, and the only ones where he's nice are copyrighted, and that's why they're being sued.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, did you see Henry Cavill's playing Sherlock Holmes?
No, I didn't see that.
Yep. All right. It is now 9:16. And I'm going to move forward. Okay, so you've now been into my course and you've had a chance to just kind of briefly look over the assignment. I will let you know this assignment is not due by the end of today's session, so don't feel like you need to rush, get everything done within the next hour and 45 minutes. You have actually until 6 p.m. tomorrow to finish your assignment, okay? So don't feel like it has to be submitted today. The next thing that I'd like you to do is go ahead and go back to your Canvas dashboard and get into one of your own Canvas courses. So for the sake of today, I'm going to show you, I'm going to go into my English B2, which I actually use design tools. And of course, you know, this is all done using design tools. But once you get into one of your own courses, I'd like you to go to your Pages course menu link. And that's just over here on the left-hand side. If you go to Pages, you can get to Pages. And if you happen to land on a specific page, go ahead and click View All Pages. And what I want you to do is just go ahead and create a blank page. We're actually not going to save it. But what you will see is when I create a blank page, I get this little black bar up in the top right-hand corner that pops out, and that has a little rocket ship on it. That is actually what we're going to use to access design tools. So it's very important that you have that. If you do not have that, chances are maybe you're in here and you didn't register for the session, or maybe you registered for the session when we were having problems with it. But I pretty much confirmed last night, because I have to hard code all of you into the JavaScript in order to give you design tools access. Now, I went back and forth confirming, and that I get a unique identifier. And so I programmed that in, so all of you should have it. If you don't, please let us know. But you will have to be in the edit function of a page to see the design tools bar pop out. Any questions at this point so far? If there are, feel free to unmute yourself and ask.
So do we go ahead and launch it?
Yes, you can launch it. So once you get to the page and you have design tools, you could go ahead and click that black bar and you will see the design tools menu pop down. So go ahead, take a moment. I'll give you until 9:20 to do so.
Also, Matt, does it have to be a course for the fall, or can it be a previous course?
It can be a previous course. Any place where you have access to a page that you can just, create.
Okay, I'll probably just do a future course. That way it's there. It's done.
Yeah.
Matt, I got kind of a side question.
Okay.
Is the cross-listing tool gone?
No, it should still be present.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I have two courses and I wanted to cross-list one into the other one so the page that I create doesn't go away when I cross-list.
Got it. Okay, well, if you want me to show you that again, we can do that at the very end of the session. I'd be happy to go over it.
If I know it's there, I'll go looking for it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Matt, Karima asked, is it one of our courses or your class or the English class? I believe you said one of their courses, but I wanted you to confirm for everyone.
Thank you, Pam. Yeah, Karima, it is. I want you to go into one of your own courses, because in my class and in one of my English classes, first, you haven't been invited into my English class. And then in my design tools class, you are invited in as a student. Therefore, you don't have the same level of ability that you would in one of your own classes as a teacher. So yeah, one of your own classes.
Matt, you added Moya to Design Tools, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yep. I sure did. Okay. So if you've already found the Design Tools menu on that page, go ahead and click Cancel. Now on my screen, I'm going to go ahead and go back to Dashboard real quick. And I actually wanted to have you do one thing before we get moving. Okay, so I'm coming back into my Design Tools class, and you guys can all stay in one of your own classes for right now. The first thing that I'd like to go over is actually the multi-tool, where you can do where you get all that power that you can, batch process your modules, create templated pages, as well as change all of your assignment due dates and all of that sort of thing. So in your own class, please go ahead and go to your course settings, which is going to be at the bottom of your course menu called Settings. Go ahead and click on that. And when it moves to the next page, please make sure you go over to the Navigation tab. So Course Settings, and then the Navigation tab. Once you have gotten there, please come back into the Zoom chat, type done so that I know you are ready to move forward. Thanks, Kevin, Jimena, Oliver. Hey, Oliver. Hey, Lori. Thanks, Pam. Thanks, Laura. Hey, Maritza. I see Lourdes is in here too. Hello. Thanks, Allison. Thanks, Sean, or Lord Newsome. Thank you, Richard.
Hey, Matt, could you just show from your homepage again, going to Settings and then Navigation?
Sure thing.
Thank you.
Okay, so if I'm on my homepage in my class, the thing that I do is I have all my course menu options right here. I'm just going to scroll to the very bottom to my settings, and I'm going to click on Settings. Now, once I get into Settings, I have all these tabs along the top, and the one that I'm interested in going to right now is called the Navigation tab. So I'm going to click on that and make sure I'm on the Navigation tab, and it's going to look something like this. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move forward. All right, so the tool that we are most interested in turning on, you'll see right now I have it enabled in my course. It's called the multi-tool. For everybody else, it's likely going to be down here in the bottom somewhere, right? So it's going to be in your course list that is actually hidden from the students. So what you need to do is, let me go ahead and hide this one. I'll disable it. So it comes all the way down here somewhere in this list. So here it is. All I need to do is come to the three dots, click Enable, and it's going to go ahead and move that back up to the top. And then as soon as it's in this division where it's now unhidden from students, I can drag it anywhere, and I'm actually going to put it as the second position in my course menu. And after I've done that, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom of the page, and I'm going to click Save so that that change takes effect. Now, do not worry, your students will not see the multi-tool in your course menu. Only you will see it. It is highly dependent on what role you come into your course with, and all of you are teachers in your own course. So enable the multi-tool. Again, to do that, if it's disabled, it's going to be down here in this list under the, the list of menu items that are hidden from students. So if I scroll down, I will be able to find the multi-tool. As soon as I find it, I just come to the three dots. I click the three dots, and then I click Enable. That will then pull it up to the list of things in my menu that are not hidden from students, and then I can actually drag it up to the second position. Once I do that, I'm going to scroll back down to the bottom of my page and say Save, causing that change to take effect. And I will reiterate, don't worry, your students will not see the multi-tool, nor do they have access to it in any other way. Okay, as soon as you have enabled the multi-tool, please come back into the chat and click and type done so that I know you're ready to move forward. Thank you. I'll have you know it's really hard to be on my best behavior knowing I'm being recorded. I have a extreme difficulty with that. You know, it's not my natural way of being. Kind of, you know, shake it off here. It's okay. Just be on my best behavior. No lashings need to be received by Pam if I misbehave.
Oh, don't worry. We'll take care of that.
Okay, good.
And then we'll have the recording that we can go back over, you know, send it out to everybody.
Yeah, you can put me in like one of those like empty rooms where I just have nothing to do but stare at the screen and listen to myself talk. That's punishment enough.
There you go.
Which I apologize to all of you for the way that I sound. I'm just a very nasally sounding person. It's not the audio, you know, ability. It's just the way I sound. So, and for having to look at me, I apologize for that too, because here we are all trying to stay healthy and safe. And now you have to spend 2 hours looking at this mug. So I apologize.
Or you can cover them up with a chat window. That's what I do.
Oh yeah. 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 That's probably a good, you know, probably it might be preferable if I just stayed like this, you know, just the static image, but then you're still having to look at some, you know, version of my face. So.
Or you could wear a mask for us.
Funny story. In one of my English classes, I had been talking all semester about this silicone goblin mask that I had. And so after finals were done, all the students really wanted to see it. So I put it on. So there's just like 15 minutes of me at the end of this session with this like goblin mask on. All right. Now that we have the multi-tool enabled in the class, let's do this. What I want you to do is in your course menu, go ahead and click on the multi-tool, and that's going to pull up a page very much like this. Everybody thumbs up, ready to move forward? You got that page pulled up? Awesome, seeing thumbs. Thank you. Thanks, Laura. Laura, I'll bump into you at Costco again in 2 weeks, you want to say? Something like that? Yeah. Okay, awesome. Okay. Now, once I am on the multi-tool page, this is where you have that power to do all sorts of things, right? So here's the template builder, and we'll get into that in a minute. And we're actually just going to take it from the third item, due date modifier, and move up, okay? So the first thing that I want to show you is if you click on the due date modifier, you're going to get this page. And what you'll notice is if you scroll down the page, you're going to have all of these items that are present in your course. If it is an assignment, it's going to have a page with like a little pencil or a pen coming across it. If it's just a content page, it's just going to be a page. And let's see if I have a quiz. If it's a quiz, it's going to look like a rocket ship, right? That's what Canvas uses as a quiz. So you can kind of tell the content type by the little icon provided. Now what you are able to do is when you come in here, you can actually come in here and change the due date. Right? So for example, this one was set to 6/09/2020, right? That applying the design tools. So I know for a fact that I told you guys on this assignment, you guys are actually going to have tomorrow until 6 p.m. to get that assigned. So I'm going to come over here to July. I'm going to click on the 18th, right? Because that is the due date. And I set it for, I'm just going to say 6 p.m. Now it's available from today, right? So now I can move forward to July, and I'm going to set it here at, it's going to, 12:01 is fine. Nobody was on here at early this morning. So I'm making it available from, and I'm not going to even assign an until date for this one. Now you see, as soon as I change the due date for this assignment, which is your assignment that you have to submit by tomorrow, right? I can actually come here and click update. I can do that one off. So I do this, update. The other thing that I can do is I can scroll down the page and continue to change all of my due dates. So I could come in here, select another due date for this assignment. Maybe that one's due the 24th. It's going to be available from the 20th. And I can click update here. However, if I do not click update here on the right-hand side, I can easily just scroll to the bottom of the page. And after I've made all these changes, just say update all. And now it updates all of my due dates in this course, right? Based on what I changed them to. But what it does is it's really nice because I can modify and change the due dates and times right here, right now on a single page, rather than the old way of having to open up, go into a course, open up an assignment, go down to the bottom, change the due date, change the available date, change the until date, save, it closes, then open up the next assignment. So this will save you a lot of time, which I think you know, it's one of the most tedious things that you go through is the old way of having to change your due dates, right? This makes it so much nicer. There's been times before where I'm like, wait, did I change that due date? Did I not? And then I'm reopening things that I already changed the due date for, and then I have to go, you know, so this makes it one heck of a lot easier.
Matt?
Yes.
I didn't realize that update all was at the bottom of the page. That's beautiful. Because I've been doing the update on each individual one, so it was still tedious.
Yeah, it's still tedious. So yeah, but yeah, so if you just change all your dates and then go to the bottom and update all, then you're there, you know. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you a moment. You can look at that list in your own course. I'll give you just 2 minutes until 9:33. Just kind of scroll through some things. Maybe if you have some sort of date that you can change, go ahead and do that. If you don't worry about it. As long as you understand conceptually how this works, it's really easy. I'll give you until 9:33. If you have questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask or type them into the chat, and Pam and I will do our best to answer them. I've been getting my house ready to build my own home gym, to which I have a lot of elements already. I'm trying to make it, you know, a functional CrossFit gym because the gym that I was in closed permanently. So I've been working to build it. And yesterday I was hauling a lot of wood around from the side of the house. It was a workout. I woke up sore this morning and I'm like, man, I am not in my 20s anymore. It just does not feel, you know, I'm sore from moving blocks of wood.
Hey, Matt. Oliver has a question. He said, I presume updating is still within a single section, right?
So when you, yeah, so that's a good question. The one complication that I'm unaware of, Oliver, is if you have cross-listed your courses, for example. So like in one class, you've actually sub-nested, you know, 3 other sections. I do not know how Design Tools works with cross-listing. So Jimena, that might apply to your earlier question as well. I do not know how that works. I don't cross-list my courses. So Jimena, let me know. Oliver, and yes, if you're in one course, it will only change the date on that single section. It won't do it to multiple. Yeah, and Jimena, if you find out, let me know.
Matt,
yeah.
Can I ask another question? So
yeah, but this is your last one. Only 2 questions. I'm totally kidding.
So see how you have it all listed here? They have test 2, week 1, week 3. Is there any way of those assignments being like kind of batched by module, or are they all kind of random in this list? Because, you know, you would have... Yeah,
they're all going to kind of be random in the list. I think they will, they will be kind of listed based on the initial due date that they appear herein. So if like last semester, if you didn't have Design Tools and you had all these due dates, right? I think they're going to appear here in chronological order. But if they don't, I've always had it very random. Yeah, good question, Laura. And you have not reached your quota yet. I'm just kidding about that.
This is my second time taking this class, and I'm getting more out of it now because I've applied it. Now I have.
Redo it. Okay, awesome.
So
awesome.
This is great. This is great.
Great to hear. Thank you. Okay, it's 9:33, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward with the next thing. Okay, so now we're currently here in the, yeah, Lourdes.
I'm sorry. I was accessing one of my courses, but I don't see the quizzes or the dates, and I know they took exams and quizzes. So why is it that I don't see the calendar so I can change the dates?
So okay, so where are you? Are you on this page right here?
Let me. Yes, and I don't have that.
Okay,
and the multi-tool is been activated or is on my navigation.
Okay. Would you mind sharing your screen with me so I can see what
you're
you're
seeing? Sure, I'll do that right now. Let me see. Okay.
Everybody else, if you're having similar problems or think you might encounter this problem in the future, let's go ahead and we'll use Lourdes as the example, and we can go through it, and hopefully we can figure it out together.
Okay, let me. Okay, so mine is on a different. I don't know if you can see this.
Nope, still just looking at your wonderful face.
Oh, thank you. Let's see. I think it's here. Do you see this?
Nope. So did you click share screen in the Zoom window?
Yes, I did, but this is on a different page. I'm on a...
Is it on a different monitor or is it on...
I think it's on a different... Because I had this problem yesterday when I was recording a video. Okay, I know you're here, so how do I do this? I see you, and I see it's on the background. Like I see you, and I see the page that I want to show you. How do I share with you?
So in Zoom, right, you have in your toolbar the little screen share button. It's a green screen share button.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and click that.
I did, and then.
And so then the window that you are trying to share does not pop up in that window?
No.
Okay, so then is the window that you are on, there we go. Okay, we're now.
Oh, you see it?
Yep, see it now. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and go to, and what browser are you using? Chrome, you're in Chrome? Okay.
Chrome.
It does look like something's happening with yours where it looks like it's just giving us the text output rather than,
yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and go to due date modifier.
Where is that at?
It's towards the bottom of your screen right now. It says due date modifier in bold face print right there.
Yes.
Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and go to it.
Just click here.
Yeah. Okay, so for those of you that had this is probably because this is the first time you're accessing Design Tools multi-tool. So go ahead and just click authorize. Sometimes I forget this step because it's been so long. So now, Lourdes, if you scroll down, and it looks to me like your browser may actually need to be updated as well. But if you continue to scroll down the page, you know, you're going to see some things that you can change down here. So see, here's where you get that menu that I
so now it looks like I can work with this.
Yep, but I would highly recommend getting your browser updated because it looks like it's having some issues rendering some of the images. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to share my screen again.
Well, it's because I'm not, I don't know, the internet where I am right now is not very strong.
Okay.
So, okay.
Good.
So
Thanks,
how do I leave?
I've already got it. And yep, I've already pulled up my screen again. Everybody seeing my screen? Thumbs up. Okay, thank you. Okay, so that is the due date modifier. Now let's go ahead and you'll see that up at the very top here, I have a bunch of different areas that I can go to. I can go back to the multi-tool homepage. I can go to template builder, but next what I want to do is actually go to the module builder, okay? So for a second, after you get yourselves in the module builder, come back into Zoom and just just pay attention to my screen for a minute. So once you get yourself to the module builder, I'll move forward. So this is the module builder screen, and you'll see that there's this thing called a pattern, right? So think of this as here we are developing the cookie cutter. We're not actually applying the cookie cutter to the dough, but this is just the cookie cutter. We're deciding what the cookie cutter is going to look like from which every other stamp on the dough will then replicate, right? So this is the cookie cutter for the module. So let me show you what my modules look like in this class real quick. The only thing you see really is this week 1 design tools workshop that I've titled for my module. This is the one that I've developed for you guys, right? This is where if you came to modules in my class, you could get to the home page, you could read about badges, and you could read about your assignment, right? We've already gone through all of that. But what you will see is in my modules, I apply a very common structure to it. I have an introduction header where underneath which I situate an introductory page, right? Then I have something that you're gonna have to read, and then I have an assignment down here. So the old way of doing this, right, is I would have to click module. I'm going to call this one week 2. And I'll just say test, right? Just typically I put the topic there. I'll just put topic. And then I say add module. And then what I would have to do is come here, click plus, text header. And then I would say weekly intro, for example. And I would start building my module out this way. And then maybe I'd have another header that's more like, you know, reading, where I'm telling my students what they have to read. And then I might also have a text header that is assignment. And then I'd actually have to come in here and create those things. So weekly introduction page, new page, week 2, topic, intro, right? And then I'd indent it level 1, add item. And then, so you can see it's very tedious to build out the module, right? I have to keep doing all of that. What the module builder allows me to do is create that initial cookie cutter that then as soon as I create that, I can apply it and I can say, I want this cookie cutter applied to 16 modules, and then it will build out 16 modules with that cookie cutter format. And what that does is it saves me a little time, but the thing that I need to think about is what does an average module in my course look like? You know, because some modules have assignments. Some weeks I offer assignments, some weeks I don't. Some weeks there's quizzes, other weeks there's not. But if I were to take the core average of what's in a module throughout all 16 weeks of the course, that's typically what I want to apply to my cookie cutter, right? So I know, for example, that every week I'm going to have a weekly intro. Every week I'm going to have a reading, and likely I'm going to have a PowerPoint or something like that that I'm going to show. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come back to the multi-tool, because I can simply add quizzes and assignments later as I go, right? I can add those to the modules where they're specific, and I'll show you how to do that. So I come here to the module builder and I click on it in multi-tool, which is where you already are. Up at the top, you'll see that I have existing modules. I have week 1 and week 2, right? That's what's currently in my class right now. And I can actually expand these and see the content that is already in those modules. And I can actually edit existing modules right here by deleting things or changing titles on things. I can do all of that right here in the existing modules. But I'm gonna go ahead and collapse that, because what I really want is I wanna build out my cookie cutter, right? So I know that in my module, I want a prefix of, we'll just say week, right? I'm just gonna say it's gonna give a week. And what I want is, let's say right here I have 2 modules, right? And let's say that right now I just wanna build out 5 total modules. So I have 2 already, meaning I need to build out 3 more. So I'm just gonna say I need to build out 3. And then the starting number responds to what's already in my class, right? So if I had no modules, I would say start at 1. But since I have week 1 and week 2, I actually wanna go ahead and start at week 3, right? So I'm gonna build out 3 modules, and now I can actually start assigning these things in here, this content, into the module to create that cookie cutter. So for example, I'm gonna create my header. There's my header. I can now come in here and say, this is gonna be weekly introduction. If I can type, right? And then of course, underneath that, I'm gonna just put a page, and that's gonna be, I'm not gonna title it anything, because again, I'm just creating the cookie cutter, right? I'm not actually creating the specific cookie yet. Then I'm gonna put in another header, and I'm gonna call this one, okay, this one is actually gonna be PowerPoint, because I know that I'll have PowerPoints every week that I want my students to view, right? And then I'm gonna put, probably I'm not gonna put anything, because when I build out in my module, it's actually a file that I'm gonna attach rather than a page or an assignment or anything like that. So I'll build out another header now, and then this one's actually gonna be readings. This is gonna be, you know, PDF files that they have to read for the week. And then let's say I have an assignment that I'm gonna do every 16 weeks. I'm gonna go ahead and put an assignment. I'm gonna put another header, and I will put assignment. And give me 1 second. I heard somebody just dropped off of the call. So I'm gonna go ahead and unmute the call, or unlock the call, so that they can get back in. Okay, and moving forward. So now what you'll see is I have an assignment header here, and of course I'm gonna put in a blank assignment right underneath it, right? And I'm not gonna title it anything or associate anything, because I'm still developing the cookie cutter. So what I have is a space for my weekly introduction, a header for PowerPoint. When I get into the module, I'm actually gonna put a file underneath it, and readings, where I'm gonna attach files of PDFs underneath. And then I have my assignment and a blank assignment, and I've developed my cookie cutter. What I don't have in here is quizzes or exams, because I know that those are only gonna happen in specific weeks, not on a weekly basis. Once I get to this point, I'm gonna go ahead and click Generate Module List. And there I go. So now it's built out 3 weeks. So week 3, it's got this content in it. Here's week 4, it's got this space holder for content in it. Week 5, it's got this space holder for content in it. Now, this is only right now on this module builder page. It's not in my class yet. So what I'd like you all to do is take a moment, go into a module builder, and just maybe build out 2 modules. Create your cookie cutter, and then generate module list in order to build out those 2 cookie cuttered module formats. Oh, I agree, Allison. It makes so much of what we do semester to semester so much easier. So I will give you until about 9:50 to go ahead and get this built out. So that's 6 minutes. Jimena, what's up?
Yeah, this might be putting the cart before the horses here, but I run into this with the summer. Let's say you've created your modules, and then you want to add something to all the modules, but after you've created them.
Yeah, that becomes a little more difficult because then what you have to do is once you've added your modules to the class, then you actually have to scroll back up to the top to the existing modules. And then you can come to Module Builder, but then you have to add them within each module. You can't reapply it to everything. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, I don't know about you, Jimena, but sometimes for me, it's like I'm going about doing things and I think I'm doing them right, but sometimes that verification that I am doing it right and what I'm experiencing, even though it seems tedious, you know, isn't like the system misbehaving. I'm like, oh, okay, then I just know what I have to do, you know.
For me, it's like hindsight 2020. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like you're doing it, you're like, oh, I should have added this, you know, and then you figure out halfway through. So yeah, anyway.
Yeah, I think my wife is thinking that now. She's like, oh man, I'm really signed on to this guy for like the rest of my life now. Geez, what have I done? I'm like, haha, gotcha. Hindsight 2020. Okay, everybody, you still have about 4 minutes. Is that a turtle in the background, Pam?
It is. It's a giant sea turtle.
Like
It was our last outing before the stay-at-home orders, like 3 weeks before we had to stay at home. We went to the aquarium.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Yep.
I love sea turtles. I love turtles in general.
Me too.
I
It's where the
particularly
shark.
like Crush from like Finding Nemo, man. You know what I'm talking about? Tubular.
You did that really well. It was believable.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you been to? Yeah. Lourdes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
I'm gonna try to share my screen again so you can see what comes out of my screen. Maybe, hold on, let me see. Oh, how do I do this? Let me see.
I like your headphones, Lourdes.
Thank you. I borrowed them this morning from my niece. I don't have one. Oh, I'm trying. Do you see what I see?
Yep, I do. So
Can
you
you
just
see this?
clicked on Chrome. Yep. Yeah, so I think some of the problems you're going to be experiencing, Lourdes, are because of either the version of the browser you are running or because, you know, as you said, your connection. Because right now there's a lot of stuff that's missing from your page that's keeping it from looking like mine.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, right now you're on Template Builder, not Module Builder.
Okay. Let me go back here then. Can you see it?
Yes. There's your Module Builder. So it looks like this top portion for you right there, that's actually going to, so it looks like that's, scroll down the page a minute. Okay, so there's your existing modules in your class. Okay, keep scrolling down. Okay, scroll to the bottom of the existing modules. Okay, so now this area, this new module pattern, that is your cookie cutter right there.
Okay.
Okay.
That's where I start the assignments and everything. This is what
That's where
you
you
want us
start.
to do.
That's
right?
where you start building out the format for your modules.
Okay, right here.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, Matt, Oliver had a question too about how you edit in Module Builder.
Okay. So, so now when you were talking about editing, Oliver, what do you mean? Like, what is it that you want to edit?
So I made a mistake and I put week 1, and so everything is week 1. So I just kind of wanted to go back and change that.
Okay, so then you already generated the module list?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so then the only thing that you could do is probably come into each module and redo it right there. Are you dealing with like right in this area?
Yeah, okay, so you can just go into them like that. It lets you do that.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't have a lot of like rebatch capability, but it does have, you know, an initial batch capability.
Okay.
Yep. Oh yeah, the indent level thing is very nice. So, all right, so it's now 9:50. I'm going to go ahead and move forward.
Hey, Matt, before you do that, we actually just had 3 questions pop up. Can we do those real quick?
Sure thing.
So Karima's question was, when I tried Module Builder for 5 weeks, I got my whole past 6 weeks showing. Is that correct? I'm not entirely, Karima, can you clarify what that means?
Can you, yeah.
Sorry, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. First I clicked on Module Builder, then I tried to create for the next 5 weeks. Is it because I'm at this point where we're almost done with this semester? I'm done with 5 weeks. I got all the assignments repeated for 5 weeks. Then I clicked on
Karima, would you be able to share your Karima, would you be able to share your screen with me, because it's I'm having a hard time visualizing what you're saying.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, good.
I am too. Let me show you. Okay, where am I?
Quick.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to say, while Kareem is sharing, I think we had 2 people trying to figure out if there's a different way to fix issues. Kevin said, can you click regenerate? And Jimenez said, could he do clear, save progress, and recreate the modules?
Yeah, so to Kevin's answer, I think that's a good idea. I've never actually regenerated. So Kevin, if you want to try it and let us know, that would be awesome. And Jimenez,
I just did that. I just regenerated and it fixed everything.
Yeah,
Awesome.
What I did, I created it and I forgot to put some stuff in, and I kept adding, or I kept typing add module content, and it kept saying, I'm sorry, hang on a second. It kept saying caution, progress will be deleted after 2 weeks of inactivity. I don't know why it says that.
Yes.
And I kept clicking that and nothing was happening. So I just clicked regenerate and it created the modules with the stuff that I added.
The changes. Awesome. Okay. So what I'll do is when we get back after Karima here, I'll show you that. And I'll also go over what that 2 weeks means.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my total mess.
Okay. So Karima, you're actually in the due date modifier still. So where we need to look is the module builder.
Oh, I did it already. I clicked on that, then I clicked on dates modifier. I shouldn't be doing that. This is what I see.
Yes. So what is it? Do you have a specific question about the due date modifier? Because
no, about what I see here. Is that what I'm supposed to see when I build modules?
No, this is your due date modifier. This is every assessment, everything you have in your course that you need to change the date on, or that you know, it just shows all due dates.
How can I get out of there? Just click on it.
Up at the very top, you see how right to the left of this button, you have that one that looks like a little octopus type thing, the next icon over? To the left, that one. Click that.
Am I out of there?
Go ahead and click it again.
No, I don't want to waste everybody's time, but it's not doing anything.
It doesn't even seem to be thinking. Maybe some internet connection issues. You see it? There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there's the module builder.
Yeah, I thought I needed to click there, but under this one, this is what I have too. The things I had in my modules that I used. That's normal picture?
Well, what I'm seeing is it looks like you haven't actually added any space holding content into your modules. You probably just typed in the numbers and then said generate module list. So come back up to the very top of this page and you see right here where it says new module pattern in blue, not to that high up, but down the page, you see the blue window. It's like, it says new module pattern.
The bottom?
It's right there. It says, scroll back up. You're on top of it right now. Right there. You see it says new module pattern?
Yes.
So watch, if you come in here and just click on assignment, for example, and then click discussion.
Oh, after that?
Yep. So this is how you build your cookie cutter. Now up at the top, you see where it says module prefix. To the left, down to the left. You don't need to scroll anywhere. You're on the correct window. In the same window we were just in, Karima.
Oh, please. I don't want to waste it. Module prefix.
Yeah, it's right above your mouse. right there.
Oh, this one. Oh.
This is where you can set the type of prefix you want. So do you want your modules to be listed by chapter, by week? You know, typically everybody does week. So if you go to the bottom of that drop down, it's at the bottom.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Now, right below that drop down, you also have the number of modules to create. So let's go ahead and just click 2 modules. One. Yeah, do 2.
Does that depend on how many weeks we have?
Yes, it's going to depend on the weeks in your semester.
Oh, okay, that makes
sense. And then down below is where you want to generate. Right now, you're going to create 9 modules. Did you want to create 9 modules? Because it looks like you already have a series of modules in this course.
Yeah, 9. Why 9?
I was telling you to create 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So just for practice, we should do 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you go up to the 9, now you're still creating 9 modules, Crema. You need to select your 9 down to 2. Yep.
It should match. The 2 should match.
Now, whatever you build is going to look like this. It's going to have an assignment and a discussion in it.
Then we can go to a header.
Then you say regenerate module list. Yeah.
Okay. I got it. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Let me stop sharing.
Okay, there we go. Okay. So now we have the modules kind of built out, and you can see that on my page, I have, I built out those modules all the way through week 5. So now that I have these built out, I could actually come in here and start titling these different, I have my pattern up here at the very top, right? It's in that blue bounding window that says new module pattern. But everything underneath it about customizing the modules is now the type of stuff that I can do in it. So I could actually come here, and with week 3, I could talk about, let's say I'm going to talk about Piaget. Right, that's my topic for week 3. I could also, if I had pages already uploaded into my Canvas course, I could actually start associating those pages with the different content that's already in here. Right now, PowerPoint and Reading are just headers so far, because remember, I'm going to attach files later in the modules. But right here, I can just say, okay, here's an assignment. I want a week 3 assignment. There's week 3 assignment, and I have that now associated with my modules. So I can actually come through down here and continue to build it out. So now I could actually bring in here and say Vygotsky, right? So there's my next topic for week 4. And then of course here I could come and say, Wenger. And so now I'm starting to build out my topics, and I'm starting to build out each individual module, and I can associate things in here. Now, one thing Kevin mentioned was that, he came to the very bottom and it said something about progress will be deleted after 2 weeks of inactivity. So here's the thing. And this is my recommendation. Whenever I am actually creating modules using the module builder, I only build out 3 or 4 weeks at a time, even if it's a 16-week semester. And the reason I do that is there are times where I do not want to have to do a lot of work in modules in Canvas itself. I want to do it in the multi-tool, right here on this page. So, but what happens is let's say that I come in here and I've started doing all these modules, and I come down here and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to save progress, right? So I save progress, and everything I've done now is saved. Well, this page where you're doing all this work in your modules is not saved on KCCD servers. It's actually saved on CD Lab servers, which are the people who built Design Tools and the multi-tool. So what ends up happening is their servers have a process that clears this data. It's set to clear this data every 2 weeks of inactivity, meaning, let's say that I'm here and I'm like, oh, I'm going on vacation, right? Or in this case, I'm going to my living room for the next 2 weeks, right? So what ends up happening is if I go into my living room for the next 2 weeks and I don't come in here and touch anything, well, when I come back in here on the 15th day, all of this stuff that I haven't brought into my class yet is going to be gone. All the progress I worked is going to be gone, right? However, if I come in here and let's say that I'm like, oh, I did work today, and then from tomorrow, I don't do work for another 13 days. And on the 13th day, 1 day short of 2 weeks, 1 day short, right? I can actually get in there and I'll still see this information. I take action again, start changing stuff, and it resets it for another 2 weeks. But if I don't do anything in here at all for those 14 days, it's not going to be here when I return.
Hey,
right?
Matt,
So that's, yeah.
Sorry, Jimena had a question. She said, is there also an assignment builder?
There is not. I wish there was, but we will build templates so you can at least build the framework for your assignment. Yeah, and that includes the assignment settings.
That would have been cool. You go into the assignment builder and you build all the assignments, and you go into the module builder and attach all the assignments to the module. Yeah.
Yeah.
Poof.
That would be so nice. Yeah. Maybe that's something we could recommend to CD Labs. Okay, unlocking the session because I heard somebody just dropped out. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so what I want to do is by working to build out my modules in small 3 to 4 weeks, right? I'm able to just make sure that I get everything done. And then as soon as I'm ready to import it into my class, I come down here, I click add modules to course. It's going to give me this little progress bar down here in the lower right-hand corner of all the different things. It's letting me know that it's now 46%, you know, adding modules to the course. Because as I work to build modules in Module Builder, it's not in my class yet, right? It's still sitting on the CD Lab server as I'm building it. So I'm at 96. Now it says modules added. So now I come back up to the top and you can see now I have 5 modules added to my existing modules. So I could come in here and expand these things and, you know, look at what the content, or I could come over to my course menu, click modules. And now if I look underneath that first week module that I showed you about, I now have all these other weeks that I've now put in. Okay. Now, of course, if I wanted to come and associate a PowerPoint in here, I just come up to this module. Let's say I want to associate the PowerPoint for week 3. Plus, from the dropdown, I select File. I navigate to find, we'll pretend this PNG is actually the PowerPoint right now. I click that. I find my PowerPoint, click it, say Add Item. It deposits it to the bottom, and then I can actually drag it up, and I can actually increase the indent. So now it's kind of visually established underneath the PowerPoint. Okay, so that's what I typically do. I create my module based on the most common elements that I have in it throughout all 16 weeks. And then those little items that I need to add, let's say I'm like, okay, week 3 doesn't have a test, neither does week 4, but week 5 does. Then I come in here and I would do quiz, I'm not gonna indent it, another plus, and I would say quiz, new quiz, week 5, quiz. I'm gonna indent it level 1, say add item. And now in week 5, I have a quiz, but in weeks 3 and 4, I don't. Okay, everybody good with that? Okay, now let's go on. So a lot of information has been tossed at you already. How's everybody doing? If you want to just hop into the chat, let me know how you're feeling. And it can be, you know, let's say good, bad, so-so, let me know. Thank you. Good. Awesome. Awesome, Krima. Okay. Now let's get into where we're going to spend the rest of this session, okay? So here's what we're going to do now. We are now going to work to create a basic template for a page. Now, when we create the template, we're not going to put in specific content. We're not going to put in specific dates or anything specific. We are just creating a template. Once we get the template created to the point that we are liking it, then we will move forward and apply the template to an actual page, at which point we can modify the content or add content to it. Okay, Pam?
Yeah, could you unlock the session?
Oh, yeah. I did unlock the session. Does someone need to?
We have another captioner coming in.
Oh, okay. The session is unlocked.
Okay.
I'll lock and unlock it again.
Okay.
Okay. There you go. I'll give it a second. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to create a template. We're going to get it all beautified the way we want it. And then we will eventually apply it to a page. Now, I will tell you, when you are creating templates, you need to create a template for pages. You need to create a template for your assignments. You need to create a template for your quizzes. You need to create a template for your discussions and announcements, right? So you need to create all those different templates, right? Today, we are only going to work on creating one. And the only reason we're going to create one is because the same process can be applied across all other content types. It's just a matter of selecting a different area, and I'll get into that. Am I good to move forward, Pam?
I believe we're good. Alessandra, you're in, and you're the second captioner, correct?
Awesome.
That's correct. Thank you.
Thanks.
Awesome. Hi, Alessandra. Okay.
Hi there.
Here we go. Okay, so in the Canvas class, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll up to the top of my page, and I'm just going to come back to the multi-tool. If you're already in the multi-tool, all you need to do is come over here to the little, it looks like 2 pages, one on top of the other, and it says Template Builder, or you can come down here and click Template Builder, and that's where you want to go. Once you have done that, hop back in here, let me know you're done and ready to move forward. Okay, now in the template builder, what I have is if I scroll down the page, I actually have templates. And you'll notice in my class, I have a bunch of different templates, right, that I've worked on to create over time, right? I have all these ones. So in order to start building the space holder for my templates, I need to create one for each different type. And in order to create I'm just gonna create a page today. But if I come in here, I'm just gonna call this 717, I'll call this weekly overview. And that's going to be the page that I'm going to create a template for. So I'm calling it 717 weekly overview. I'm going to come over here. As soon as I type that in, I'm going to say create template. And you'll see then it deposits that right here. It's almost like I've saved a Word file without content and I just gave it a file name, right? So here it is. And Jimena asks in the chat, can you export templates from course content and then import? Yes, so if you have created templates in a previous course, just like you would import content from the previous course for like pages and assignments, the same is true for templates. One thing I want to draw your attention to is in the template naming convention, even though I just typed 717 weekly overview, it automatically put in brackets the word template. That is the code that Design Tools uses to identify those things in your course that are templates, right? So now that I have this, so if I wanted to create a quiz title or quiz template, I would need to come in here and say, you know, 717 quiz. And I'm just gonna say, create quiz template. So now I have the two templates right here. And I would need to do that. Just know that in discussions, if I wanna do, and I'm just putting the date because that helps me keep track of everything in my class, 717, this is going to be a discussion template, right? So I'm going to create a discussion template. There it is, boom, right there. But if you want to create a template for your announcements, which I highly recommend doing because then I don't have to go and redo buttons and all that stuff. In an announcement, you'll notice it's not listed here. That's because an announcement template uses the same format, same file type as a discussion template. So if I come in here into discussion and create announcement, I type an announcement, I'm going to put 717 again at the front of it for today's date, and I'm just going to say create template. You do not need to put today's date in front of it. You can just put discussion, announcement, page, whatever. For today's workshop, let's go ahead and focus on the page template. So please type in the page title, page, and click create template. Or you could even type in weekly overview and create template. So I'm going to use it as a weekly overview, 717 weekly overview. I will give you until 10:10 to create that template. It doesn't take too long. So please go ahead and do that, and then we will move forward. If you finish early, hop into the chat. Let me know you're done and ready to proceed. To proceed with the learning.
Kevin wins for fastest response today, I think.
Nice job, Kevin. We should have a leaderboard in here.
Well, we're just doing the one, right? We're not doing all four.
Right. You just need to create one template. The process that I'm going to walk you through next is the same regardless of which type of template you create.
Yeah, I just did one, so I was doing it while you were doing it, so I cheated.
I was going to say, that's cheating. I was an elementary school teacher. We don't allow that.
Sorry.
Kevin's on the bad list.
Bad, Kevin. Another minute.
Well, if Matt can't misbehave, one of us has got it.
There you go.
I mean, the universe needs that balance.
Hi, Matt. I have a question.
Hi, Marisa. Yes.
Hi there. Listen, I created quite a few just to practice. Then how do I delete them now just to keep going?
You cannot delete them from this page. You'll actually have to go into your course and delete them in your course. So when we get to that point, I'll show you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Marisa, always causing problems. I'm just kidding.
Hey, some things never change.
Yeah. Just a little bit more time. Okay, it's 10:10. Let's move forward. Okay, so what you see is now, and Maritza is now probably seeing something, is she probably has, like me, a list of different templates, right? So what you need to do right now is just click the one that you want to actually start editing. And I highly recommend it be a page. So I'm going to click my 717 weekly overview, and I'm just going to click that. Excuse me. And what you'll see is it now pulls up and it takes me into the edit function of a page. So I'm in here and I can actually do all sorts of stuff, but I'm not going to do anything quite yet. Here we go. Expand your design tools menu from the top right and open it. The next thing I am going to do is I'm going to read off a series of settings that you need to turn on so that you can participate with the rest of everything I'm going to cover today. Once you have your design tools menu open and it's dropped down to expand the length of the right-hand side of your page, if you come over here to this, you see these little gear cogs up in the top right-hand corner in these boxes right here, there's gear cogs. Go ahead and click that and pull that up. This is the Design Tools settings menu. Now, do not copy everything I have because Design Tools has a lot of advanced features as well, some of which I use, some of which this basic session will not cover. So I'm going to tell you what you need to turn on. The first thing you need to turn on under Customize the Style is Colors for Banner Theme. So go ahead and turn on Colors for Banner Theme.
Can you get in again?
Yes, it's Colors for Banner Theme. Sounds like we just lost somebody, so I'm going to unlock the session. Okay. After you've turned on Colors for Banner Theme, turn on Customize Color Palette. It should be the button right below it. Okay. Now under the header current element style, I want you to turn on colors-basic. Once you've turned on colors basic, please turn on spacing and borders.
Matt?
Yes.
Excuse me. Somebody got kicked out and you have it locked. They can't get in again.
The session is unlocked right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, after you have turned on spacing and borders, scroll down the page and please turn on Block Alerts Highlights and Text Emphasis Highlights. So after you've turned on borders, you're going to scroll down, bypass those other options, and turn on Block Alerts Highlights and Text Emphasis Highlights. And that will be everything I need you to turn on for today. Everybody got those? Thumbs up?
Repeat the last one, Sam. I'm losing you because my internet connection is really, really bad. And in fact, everything on my screen is blurry. So I can't read what you're doing. I'm just listening, just so you know.
Okay, so you're going to turn on Block Alerts Highlights and Text Emphasis Highlights. Those are the last ones.
Do we need to hit save or anything?
Nope, it should automatically save those.
Okay.
And this, just so you know, even though you have to turn on the multi-tool that we just went through in every class, you have to enable that in the navigation. Once you have design tools enabled and you set these settings, this will be universal regardless of which course you go in. Okay, so now that I have my design tools settings set up, I'm just going to close that settings menu by clicking that X in the top right, and I'm coming back into design tools now. So now the first thing that we need to do is, okay, Laura, what settings do you have out of curiosity? And go ahead and share your, I'm going to stop sharing and go ahead and share your page with me so that I can see. Are you there, Laura?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay, so go ahead and click the, you see in the top right-hand corner, those little gear cogs in the very top. Go higher.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right there. Okay, so now you see, here's, go ahead and scroll down this. Spacing, borders, continue scrolling down. Yep, okay, you got them turned on, you're good.
Okay, thank you. I was in the wrong place.
No problem. Pull up my screen again. Okay, here we go. The first thing that you have to do when using design tools is you need to apply a theme to a page. And by a theme, I want you to know that what that means is like you're applying like a wallpaper. You're applying a look to it, you know, and based on the theme that you choose is going to determine the way your icons are going to show up, the way your page is going to be segmented, all of those things. So the page that I'm creating is going to be a weekly overview page. In other words, it's a page where I want to give my students an idea of what's coming up in the week ahead, what their tasks are, as well as what like learning outcomes or objectives they have, as well as student learning outcomes, right? So there's going to be things on this page that I'm going to create. In order to add the theme, the first thing I need to do is come to my Create Edit Content menu, drop that down, and then of course come to Choose a Theme. Now, once I choose a theme, I get all these sort of like, you know, different colored rectangles in the middle of this menu. So it's, again, Create Edit Content, choose a theme, and then I have all these rectangles. As I mouse over all these different colored rectangles, it's going to pull up a little preview of what the theme is going to look like. I personally always prefer Flat Section 2. That is by far my favorite template to apply. Flat Sections 1 is also really good. I also really like Square Right 1, Square Right 2, but that's up to you. If you want to follow along exactly as I'm doing it here in this workshop, then go ahead and select Flat Sections 2. And as soon as you select the theme, it's going to apply it to the page. So I've selected it, and now I get this head banner on the top that everything now that I'm going to add to the page is going to be based on that Flat Sections 2 theme that I selected. So again, you're going to open up Create Edit Content, scroll down to, or navigate your mouse down to choose a theme, click that, expand that menu, and then you'll get all these sort of rectangular colored boxes in there. Go ahead and mouse over one, and then Flat Sections 2 is the one I am using. When you have done so, hop back into the chat, let me know you have applied a theme and you're ready to move forward. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so here we go. I've applied a theme to my page, right? Just as you have added yours. The way design tools works is it works in elements called blocks, right? So if I have just a block of text that I want to introduce my students to this week, like for this weekly introduction, I want to provide an introduction to the week in just a text block for them. I need to, that is called an introductory block. If I'm going to provide an area on the page that lists out their to-do list for the week, that is going to be called another block, and I'm going to title that to-do. So in order to add blocks, you'll see in Design Tools, I have this blue button right at the top that says plus add content blocks. I'm going to go ahead and click that. As soon as I click that, it pulls out this side menu, right? And this is where I can add blocks. So a lot like when we are building modules, you need to think of the most commonly occurring elements you have in your module. Here you want to think about on a weekly introduction. Remember, we're creating a cookie cutter again. We're creating a template for future weekly introduction pages. So I need to think about the type of content I want to have on this page. So what I'm going to do is I know I want to have an introduction block. So I'm going to go ahead and right here, there's preset blocks. So I'm going to go ahead and introduction text here. I'm going to click that plus, and it is going to add an introduction block right underneath my top banner. I'm going to close that so you can see. So there's my introduction block. Now I know that I also want to have things like objectives, right? I want to have an objectives block. So I'm going to go ahead and click plus objectives, and that's just going to plop it right there. Now there's a couple things that I want to add to this that I'm obviously not seeing on my page. First off, I want to have a to-do list, right? So I want to create a block that's to-do list, and it gives me the ability to customize my to-do list also. So I can actually come up here in my plus add content blocks. In this field, I just type to do, and I click plus. And it's now going to drop the to do block right underneath the ones that I've already selected, introduction, objectives. Now there's my to do. The other block on this on this weekly overview page that I want to create is also a student learning outcome block. So I'm just going to type in student learning outcomes. I'm going to click plus, and it's going to deposit that right at the bottom. So go ahead, take a moment. I'll give you until 10:23. Go ahead, you've already applied a theme to your page, so go ahead and add a couple blocks onto your page. You can do the exact same things that I did, which were introduction, objectives, to do, and student learning outcomes. If you have a question, please unmute yourself and ask, or type it into the chat. If you've already added blocks, or as soon as you're done adding blocks before 10:23, go ahead and type it in the chat, and so I know you're ready to move forward.
Matt,
Yeah.
so I noticed that the one that was preset by them, like the objectives one, has that check mark, but the ones that we created do not.
Correct.
So
what we'll do, yeah, so the preset ones, obviously that's Design Tools knowing what it's going to put on the page. But for those, you'll notice that what Jimena's talking about is, you see right here on my objectives, there's a circle with a check mark in it. And then you'll notice with my to-do, there's no icon. Student learning outcome, there's no icon. In just a few moments, after we reorganize the order of what's on the page, I'm gonna go ahead and add icons to those things that don't already have them. Good point, Jimena.
Hi, Matt, can you hear me?
Yeah, hey, Lourdes.
Since it was kind of blurry, now I can see you clear. So am I going to click the add content blocks for every single time for intro, objectives, to do, and student learning outcomes? Is that what you're doing?
Right now, what we're doing is we're working to create a templated page so that when you actually get to creating the pages that will go live in your class, you don't have to build them out every time. You just apply the template and those segments are already on the page.
So yeah, but did you just click the blue, this one, the blue?
To create every one of those blocks.
That's all you did, right? And then you typed the information.
No, I also clicked these preset ones. So you'll see I clicked
that.
introduction text, objectives, and then I typed the ones that aren't offered below.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah, what's up, Richard?
Once we do that, is there a way?
Also, you selected those.
Hold on a second, Lourdes.
Will you be able to show us how to, like, if we want to change the order of them, is that something we can do?
Yep, we're going to do that right next.
Okay,
Yep.
good, thank you.
Did you have another question, Lourdes?
Okay, so, no, I was just trying to follow. So so the first thing you did, you click the add content, and then from there you typed, or did you select something else?
So I had the add content blocks, which opens up this menu. Now there were some things already previously provided here by Design Tools. So I know I want an introduction block, so I clicked the check mark or the plus. I also know that I wanted an objectives block, so I clicked the plus. Now for those things that I did not see listed here, so those things being to do and student learning outcomes, I typed those up here. And then I clicked plus. Then I typed student learning outcomes. Because those were not preset blocks that Design Tools provides. Those are customized blocks. Okay, moving forward, here we go. Okay, so Richard brings up a great point, as did Jimena, right? There's a couple things we want to do. Is number one, we want to reorder the content on the blocks on the page already. And two, we want to be able to provide icons for those headers that didn't come with icons, okay? So what I have here is, you can see this is what the page is looking like. It's got the header, my introduction text, it's got objectives, to do, and student learning outcomes. Now I know for a fact that I want my to-do list to be above the objectives. So I want it to flow introduction, to-do list, objectives, and then student learning outcomes. So what I'm gonna do is, in my Create Edit Content menu, the top menu in Design Tools right here, I expand that. I'm going to go ahead and expand Add Rearrange Content Blocks. And that pulls up that menu. Now what I can do is, you'll see next to my to-do right here, on the left-hand side, I have this up and down arrow. I can actually click, hold the click, and just drag it up to reorder the position of that block on the page.
Matt, how did you expand that, please?
So it's Create Edit Content, and then Add Rearrange Content Blocks.
Not working. Thank you.
Okay. So again, let's pretend I wanted to have student learning outcomes above objectives. I come to the left up and down arrow next to student learning outcomes. I click, hold, and then I just drag it up to the position that I want it. So now it's above objectives. Of course, on my actual page, I keep my learning objectives above student learning outcomes. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop that right there. And it's really nice because one thing we're trying to do with the Canvas templates and other things we provided is we're trying to, in order for your course to align to the OEI course design rubric, your course actually needs to have student learning outcomes present for your students to view on a frequent basis. So by creating a template that already has that on there, you can just, that you meet that need. Okay, so here we go. So now, after I've reordered the content on this page, I want to add those icons. And you'll notice in my Add Rearrange Content block menu, and I have all the stuff right here, you'll notice next to Objectives, I have this little check mark in the gray box. And if I mouse over it, you'll actually notice that it highlights that area on my page in a light blue, right? That's letting me know that this is the area you're messing with, right? Now let's say that for To Do, I want to add an icon to this header. I typically don't add an icon to the introduction because I think that looks funky, especially because I'm going to add an image above it in a moment. Right, but so for the To Do, I definitely want to add some sort of icon. If I come into this little gray area and I click it, it's going to pull up a Search Icons menu. Now, I'm going to let you know. For To Do, I might look for something like check marks, right? Or a list. So I'm going to go ahead and look for a list. I will let you know that when you are searching for icons using the search field, using plural forms of words does not work very well. So right now it's list and it pulls up all these icons that I can choose, right? Watch what happens if I put S after the T. It says there's no matches. So no plurals. List, it pulls up icons. Now I can actually see, oh, here's like all these things that I have to do or that I can represent a checklist or a to-do list. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click this one, boom. Now if I close that, you'll see that my to-do now has that icon added to it. Now the fact that my icon's a small circle is dependent on the theme I chose for my page. Every different theme has a different sort of look for their icons and all that sort of thing. Now the icon, the image of the icon, the square with the lines next to it doesn't change, but whether it's housed in a circle, a square, a rectangle is dependent on the theme. So I have that added. Now I'm gonna do it again. Now let's say for objectives, or actually for student learning outcomes, I want something else. So I'm gonna click in here. And let's say I don't want to use the search function. I just want to actually browse through the category. So if I choose a category, and let's see if I scroll down and let's see if I find something, users and people. I'm going to look for something in there. So now it pulls up everything under users and people. And now I'm actually going to look for a person with a plus next to them, because to me that represents what a student learning outcome is. I'm going to go ahead and click the person with the plus. And now I have icons associated with each sub area of that page. Go ahead, add a couple icons to those elements on your page, reorganize your page. I'm gonna give you until 10:30. Once you have finished that, hop back into the chat, let me know you're done and so that we can move forward. But at 10:30, we're moving forward regardless. Thank you, everyone.
Hey, Matt.
I agree, Allison. The icons are awesome. Yeah.
So you were saying that to meet the OEI requirements, the SLOs have to be visible to students on a regular basis. So would a workaround to that be, have the syllabus on the homepage, and then they could click on the syllabus? And
we probably would not align that to the rubric. Like what it says is, we would want to have it on pages, whether that's, for every unit, or where I typically do it is in two areas. I provide it on my weekly overview page, which provides the student learning outcomes that are going to take place over that entire week. And then let's say I have 2 assignments in that week. Let's say I'm actually assessing 3 student learning outcomes in the week as a whole. The first assignment only assesses 2. On the assignment introduction, I'm going to go ahead and create another area on my assignment that's student learning outcomes, and I'm only going to put the 2 that are associated with that assignment. On the second assignment for that week, I would put the other 1 that adds up to all student SLOs being assessed that week.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, everybody good so far? We have another minute and then we're going to move forward. Full steam ahead. It is 10:30. I'm going to move forward. Okay. So now I have the basic structure to the page, right? This is what the content looks like. So now I can actually go ahead and I'm going to minimize my add rearrange content blocks. And now what I want to do is I actually want to choose a banner image to put at the top of my page, right? So if I click choose banner image, I am now provided with some elements that I can put right at the top. So for example, Bakersfield College, I can click that and it's going to put this image right at the top of my page, right? That comes preset with design tools. I can also choose these deserts and sky images that come. Just know that as soon as you upload images into your Canvas files, right? And I'm not going to go over that. That's a Canvas basics thing. But as soon as you upload images into your Canvas files, you're going to have them available below to use in this spot. However, you'll notice that if I choose an image that doesn't have the proper dimensions, let's see here real quick. Let me choose course header. You'll notice that it looks blurry and it looks funky on the page and takes up a lot of space, right? So what I need to do is I typically create my own size images, but you're going to look for images that are going to be something around, let's see if I have this. So let me do this. I typically do them 1,000 pixels wide by 300 pixels deep, if you know how to create your own images, right? So this is one that I designed, that I drew and used Illustrator to do. But there's other services out there that I won't go into today. But there are other services out there that can help you with that. But you can create your own images for the top. And typically, I recommend anywhere from 1,000 pixels wide to up to 300 pixels deep. Of course, you could do 1,000 by 200, 1,000 by 100. Really, it's up to you. But I always use 1,000 by 300. So now I have an image on the page. Okay. So go ahead, select an image, and put it on the page. I'll give you until 10:33 to do so. That's just a minute. Shouldn't take too long. Okay. Pam's, looks like you guys are working that out.
Not yet, but I'm checking in with her.
Okay. Okay, so one thing that we're going to do next is we're actually going to now add a navigation block onto the page, which is sometimes a really nice feature. You'll notice on the assignment, remember down on on my homepage at the very bottom, I had a button that allowed us to go to earn a badge. Then I had one that said applying design tools that allowed you to get to your assignment. We're going to add those buttons to your page now so that you can actually, put in those navigation for your students. Okay, so here we go. 10:33, moving forward. You'll notice that under the Create Edit Content menu, I actually have Add Edit Navigation block. I'm going to go ahead and expand that. And then under here, I can actually click Add Navigation. As soon as I do that, based on the theme that I applied, it's going to add these navigation buttons right underneath that image. So it creates this. And here are some buttons that will be very handy to use, in my Canvas course. Right? It's a very nice feature. It just plugs them right there. I can also edit these buttons. So if I come back here to Create Edit Content, Add Edit Navigation block, I can have them start here, right? But maybe on this page, I just want to give them access to things like, syllabus or modules or something like that. So if let's say I don't want to start here, I can actually close that out, cancel it right there. And maybe I don't want to add more resources. I can just cancel that out. I could also add an item. Let's say I want to add an item, and this one's going to be online. If I can spell it right, online resources. Right, and then just like before, I could come in here and add an icon of some sort. So I'll do computer. I'll just add something in here. Just go boom, there's an icon, right? So now my online resources, these come with little icons as well. And now what I can do is I can actually come in here and change, I can change what these say. So I could say, module, I can delete it. I can delete it and retype it something. So in this case, I'm going to title it Richard, because I'm going to send them to a page all about Richard or, whatever. You can change it to whatever you want to do, right? So in here, I'm just going to type modules. and I can change the icons just as I did before. So go ahead, take a minute. I'll give you until 10:37 to add your navigation block, and then you can delete the stuff in there. And I'm going to go ahead and click. I'm going to cancel that online resources. I'm just going to have 2. And it looks like Kevin had a question.
Yeah, Kevin wants to know how you create your fancy design tools pictures.
Oh yeah, so Kevin, what I do is before in a previous life, I used to be a graphic designer and web designer. So I use Illustrator and Photoshop, and I hand draw things.
So not easy to replicate is what you're saying.
Yes, but you can look at you can go to websites like Canva, Canva.com, and they have a bunch of images. You could look for things that have Creative Commons use, in Google Images and things like that. So yeah, that's typically what I recommend. Oh yeah, I'd be more than happy to deliver one, but I think that's a 16-week course in and of itself, Jimena.
I have an older version of Illustrator, and I use it to create some of the images when I wrote my PhD thesis.
Oh yeah.
And oh my God, yeah, it's.
Yeah. Yeah, I hop between that, and then even for like some of the projects I do around the house, I do AutoCAD renderings, and then I'll try and flush some stuff out using Illustrator. I love doing that sort of stuff. It's something I have a lot of fun with.
Well, and here's a little plug for Vision Resource Center that we all have access to. There are trainings like that in there, not like fast ones. I think they're like 10, 15 hours, something like that, but you can find that kind of training.
Nice. Thanks, Pam.
Yeah. Okay,
so now I have these menus right up here, right? And let's say, for example, you don't have to follow this. I'm just going to do this. Let's say that I have, I'm going to go ahead and add 6 items real quick. So now I have a total of 6 menus, right, up here. I can actually change the way they're split. So if I kick it down to 3, it's going to split them by 3. So I'm going to close Design Tools. You do not need to follow this. I'm going to save my page. And what you'll notice is now I have this divided 2. Right, so I accidentally created more than 6, but you see what it does. It splits it up. So I can actually change the way those buttons split. Let me expand Design Tools again, get back to where you guys are. If Design Tools wants to open, Okay, so I'm coming back here, edit navigation block. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete these items. Okay. So what I have now is I have my Canvas page, my template coming together. Now I will say Canvas has the ability, you'll notice that on most of my assignment pages and everything, I change the header banner, I change the icons to all have a different color, right? I have it something that, I make it customizable to the aesthetic that I want to give it. We're short on time, so I'm not going to go over that. And that typically tends to be the area in this basic Design Tools training that gets people confused. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move forward so that we can finish the template, apply it to a page. And then if at the end we have time, I would be more than happy to come back and go over the color stuff, okay?
Hey, Matt, quick question from Jimena. She said, what was the crossed out link icon?
Okay, so what Jimena is asking about is here in this add edit navigation area, right? If I go ahead and I click add item, and it's just telling me that this is not linked anywhere yet, right? It's telling me that it doesn't know where this button is actually sending people to. So what I do, and I was gonna do that in just a second, so I'll get to that in a second, Jimena. So right now I have this page coming together, and while I still have Design Tools open, one thing I like to do is I actually get different views because we know that our students access our courses on their phones all the freaking time, right? So here's what I do. Up here, I have this, in top of Design Tools, I have this view, and that allows me to see Design Tools in the way that best shows how students are gonna see it. So block view is the designer's view. So block view allows me to see things like this. So you'll see right here, there's these little like dotted lines that bound, my insert content here. So this is why I like designing in block view. Let's say that I happen to delete past the I right here. And let's say that I delete past the I. You'll notice also it jumps up into my header area. So if I continue to delete, I'm deleting my header for that area. I don't want to do that. So I'd have to type DO again, and then hit enter to get down into that next block. So then I can actually sit here and list out items. Okay, so that's why I like designing in block view. It allows me to see where my cursor is and what element on the page it's working with. If I change to browser view, it's going to let me see the page kind of as it would look like in an internet browser, right? So it's coming together. Well, it's coming together pretty good. I'm liking it. If I want to see how it's going to look in the mobile app view, if I click mobile app, it's going to show me how it looks in the mobile app. So it's a very robust tool, right? It allows me to see quite a few things. So that's how it's going to look like to my students in the mobile app. Okay. Of course, I could do no style, which, Lord, this is kind of how your browser's coming across. It doesn't have its, styles applied to it for some reason. So it's looking, very basic, which is one thing that might require updating the browser. Okay, so let me come back to block view for my design point. So I have all this now. Now I'm going to close design tools. And there's a couple things that I need to do before we move on to applying the template to a page. Okay, so I'm just expanding my screen just slightly. Okay, so here's my page so far, but I want to make sure that it links my syllabus and my modules to the locations that I want it to do. Now I'm no longer in design tools, but I still have design tools applied to this template page. So now what I can do is I can actually highlight syllabus. Let me make sure to highlight it. So I highlight syllabus, and then in my course navigation, this is the design tools right menu. If it's not on the right-hand side, it may have dropped below, right? But I'm gonna come over here to course navigation, and I'm just gonna click syllabus. And that's gonna make that button a link to the syllabus page for my students. If I come over here to modules in the navigation and I highlight modules, and I come back over to course navigation link, I can actually either, if I went to modules, I could direct it to a specific module, or, or I could come here and just direct it back to modules, the main landing page for modules. Now, if I save that page, why I didn't delete those other items, I don't know, but that's my problem. So if I click syllabus, it's going to take it to the course syllabus page. Okay, so for right now, finish, linking those links in your navigation, and then save your page. And in just a minute, we're going to walk through applying this now. Okay, I will give you until 10:45 to do that. If you finish before that, hop in here, say done, and be sure to save your template page before you close out of it.
Or Matt?
Yeah.
So you said to highlight the syllabus, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so I don't click on it, I just highlight it, right?
Right, just highlight it.
Okay, it's not allowing me to highlight it. It's acting.
Okay, well, actually what you need to do is click and then hold down the click and drag.
And drag it where?
Just over the word itself. So like I'm starting at behind the S in syllabus, and I'm clicking, holding, and dragging it to the front S of syllabus.
Okay, I'm gonna have to share my screen with you.
Okay.
Let me figure out how to do this.
Your Facebook posts crack me up some of the time too, Lord Newsom.
So how do I share?
Okay, so down in Zoom, you're gonna click share screen.
Down in Zoom.
That's gonna pull up a window that has a bunch of boxes in it, and then share this, and then you're gonna click the one that you wanna share, and then at the bottom of that window, click share.
Okay. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so let me...
Scroll up to the top for me real quick.
Yeah. So here's my...
Okay, so you need to be in the edit function of the page.
Okay, so the edit is...
Top right. Yep, you got it.
Okay. And then pull down the...
What you want to do is scroll down the page to the navigation button.
Scroll down the page to the navigation button.
Yeah, the one you use to create design tools on the design tools page itself. Like not design tools, the menu, but on your content page.
Okay, so say it one more time.
Okay, so you see where you have 717 weekly overview, and you have the image, and then you have the two buttons below, one saying syllabus and one saying modules.
Yes, right here and here.
That's what you want to highlight. So highlight the word syllabus.
Oh, now it's highlighted. So
yeah, because you have to be in the edit function of the page.
Okay, so then what do I do?
Now go to course navigation in your right-hand menu.
Okay.
And click syllabus.
And click syllabus.
Now that makes that an active link. Now you do the same thing with modules.
And click on modules?
Yep. And boom, you got it.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Nice job, Sean.
Okay, stop share.
All right.
All right.
Okay, it's 10:45. Let's go ahead and move forward. Okay, so I now have this page that I've created. I've made these links, I actually set them to go somewhere, right? And I have all the image and I have this nice structure set to it. No content specifically has been applied to the page yet. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna save that page. And this is what it looks like, right? Boom, looking pretty good so far. I'm pretty happy with that. And if you make a mistake, don't worry, just like Bob Ross, just make it into a happy little bird, just right there. Just turn it into a happy little bird in a happy little cloud, you know? Okay, so now you have the template. If I come back to the multi-tool in my course menu and go to Template Builder, the template is always right here. The one I created was the 7/17 weekly overview. If I click that, it's gonna take me back to the template, right? So here's the template. I'm gonna save it. If I come to Pages in my course menu,
Matt, could you just do what you did one more time? I'm sorry.
No problem. So if I come to multi-tool.
Yeah, I hit that, and then I hit Template Builder.
Template Builder. Now, if I scroll down the page underneath the template like thing that I create them in, you know, if I come down to existing templates, I'm gonna navigate to find the template that I just created. In my case, it was the one that I titled 7/17 Weekly Overview. I click that,
there we
and
go.
it takes me back to the template.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So now if I'm gonna go ahead and save that. Now if I come to Pages in my class, Pages, then it's gonna land on this page, so I have to say View All Pages. Right now, if I come down here, there it is. I can also see it in my list of pages in my class denoted with, within brackets, template, the word template. That indicates that that is a template. So one thing that I typically do is I edit it, just the title, and I come here and I say, asterisk, do not touch, right? Because my template is already created. I don't need to go back and edit it. And that way I don't accidentally open that one up and start modifying it, right? And then it becomes something that's like, I can't apply to future pages, right? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and click plus page at the top of my pages menu. Go ahead and click plus page. Okay. Now that I have the page open, I can actually expand my rocket ship design tools menu, and I'm gonna go ahead and open that again. How's everybody doing so far? Give me thumbs up, thumbs down, or sort of teeter your hand. Okay.
So my rocket ship isn't showing up right now.
Okay, give it a second. It may show up. Are you in the edit function of a page?
I did what you told me to do. I'm on pages. Am I supposed to be on pages?
Yes, so I'll do it again. So let me close this.
Okay.
And so I have my list of pages here, right?
Right.
I come up and say plus page.
Right, that's what I did.
Okay. Now it should pop up from the top right-hand corner once you're in the edit function of a page.
Hey, Matt, I would just want to add that Design Tools has been a little glitchy, and twice in the last 2 days, I've gone into edit and it hasn't come up. And I see a couple of other people who said the same thing. Okay. For whatever reason, it's not, and I just got out and got back in and then it did.
Oh, it just popped in.
One thing you can also do is sometimes, Design Tools will take a little bit of time. It just gets kind of, I don't know, it slows down for whatever reason, or maybe it's also internet speed. The other thing you can do is if you're on this page and that's not happening, go ahead and refresh that page and it should then pop up.
Mine popped up finally.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so now what we can do is we're going to expand Design Tools and we're going to come to the Create Edit Content menu again. Now, what you can do is with Create Edit Content, you can actually come here to copy existing content. And you'll see that you actually have an area devoted to templated pages. So if I select this, now I can actually come to the one that I just created with you guys, the 7/17 Weekly Overview Do Not Touch. You can see I have a ton of pages in here that I've created. But notice there are no templates in here for assignments, for discussions, for quizzes. I only have access to page templates when I'm working on a page. If I was creating an assignment, I'd only have access to assignment templates, okay? So I find the one that I want, the template that I want, and I just click it. As soon as I click it, it's gonna apply it to the page. We'll give it a second to fully load. I'm gonna close Design Tools. Refresh the page, reload it. Looks like I accidentally deleted it. So I'm gonna come here, Page, Design Tools. So my Design Tools is being a little glitchy too. Create edit content, copy existing content, templated pages. I'm not going into all course pages because I don't want to actually modify a page, but I'm just going to come into templated pages. I'm going to apply the page template again. There it goes. There, it worked that time. So now I can actually title this one something like Week 3 Overview. And now that I've applied the template to the page, this is now where I can actually come in here, and it's no longer functioning on the template itself. I'm now applied the template to a page. So now I can start adding content like, oops, backspace that one. Okay, so let me come in here. I'm going to edit this and say, you know, welcome to week 3 of the course. And blah, blah, blah. I can do all that sort of stuff. If I want to start putting in assignments, you know, or whatever, I can actually come here and say to do, you know, I can actually list out assignments. So let's say I have assignments in here. I could actually, let me delete this. Delete that, and I could actually come in here and say week 3 assignment. Boom, plugs the link right in there. I could come back in here. I could even, let's say it's I have another assignment for it. I can plug it right in there. So there, I'm starting to build content on the page after I've applied the template. Okay. So that's using Canvas templates. Now, one thing I'd also like to draw your attention to is if you want to actually highlight this and turn it into a button, you can highlight this, open Design Tools. And now, if I come to customize the style in my Design Tools menu, and I expand that, then I can actually come to current element style. So let me go ahead, I'm gonna highlight that link that I just put on my page again. As soon as I do that, it pulls up the link button menu in my page over here in Design Tools. So I could actually scroll down, I could actually just click one of these icons down here. I'm gonna click dark. And it's going to go ahead and turn that link into a button. And that's how that works. So all I need to do is continue to add content to this page. And that is the basics of Design Tools. So let me go ahead and save the page so we can see what it looks like. Looking pretty decent. There's probably still a few. I'd probably need to center justify this button on the page. So I would just center it just like I would text right in the Canvas toolbar. That's Canvas basics, right? So there's a lot of things. All right, we're coming to the end of the session. We have about 7 minutes left. So go ahead, work to build your page. And once you have finished building your page, what I want you to do is if you come into my Canvas course, the one that I invited you all into earlier, right? So I'm gonna come into Design Tools and I'll do Student View. Right, so I'm gonna come down to the assignment, applying Design Tools. Now you'll notice on the assignment page, you actually get this submit assignment. If you click that, it's asking you to submit a website URL. So after you have created the page that we have been working all the past 2 hours to build, if you come up here and highlight the URL of the page you were creating in your own Canvas course and you copy it, you come back into applying Design Tools, click in here and paste, then that you can actually submit that page as an assignment. And that's what I will use to determine whether or not you have earned the badge. You have until 6 p.m. tomorrow to do this. And also one thing I'd like to draw your attention to is, let me leave Student View real quick. is in Design Tools. When you open Design Tools on a page or an assignment or wherever it is that you're building it, give it a second here. At the very bottom, there's a menu option called Get Help. If you expand that, you can actually, click Support, and you can, or sorry, User Guide, and you can actually walk through chapter by chapter a lot of what we covered and then some, right? Because we just went over the basics of using Design Tools. So there's that. Give me one other second. The other thing I would like to ask you to do is we actually have a workshop evaluation form that we ask everybody to fill out at the end of the workshop. So if you could, I'm going to go ahead and post it in the chat. So if you could please just take a minute and fill out that form, I would appreciate it. It gives us some good feedback about what to do in the sessions. I know that Design Tools is very robust. So if you're walking today feeling like you were just inundated with information, you're not alone. Some people take this twice, but we are always around to help. And once you get the hang of Design Tools is one of those things that is like 80% prep, 20% enact, right? Once you get it done, it's really easy.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
That very last step of creating a button and graying it out, can you quickly review that? I got a little lost.
Okay, so the important thing that I need to do in order to create a button is to actually have a link on my page.
Okay.
Right, so there's several ways I can create a link, and I'll go over that right now. And for everybody else, I put the form link in the chat, so if you could follow that, I'd appreciate it. Okay, so let's say, for example, that there's, I don't know, I'll just go to yahoo.com and find some sort of article. Let's say that I want to take people to this Portland arrest, right, page. This is an article that I want to direct my students to. I'm going to copy the link of that page. So I highlight it, copy it. I'm just going to go ahead and close that. Now, if I come in here, I can say article, read article about Portland arrest, right? So what I can actually do is just highlight the Portland arrest, come up here to the link button in the Canvas tools, click the link, and then I can come here and just paste that URL in there and say insert link. That now makes the Portland arrest part actually an accessible link, right? Because I'm telling them where they're headed. I'm not just providing a URL. If you just provide the URL, the https:// that's not accessible. So you need to provide content of where you're heading, where you're taking them to, right? So read article about Portland arrest. Now I have a link. So I just need to click somewhere in the link, open up Design Tools, and come to customize the style. You with me so far, Richard?
Yes.
Okay. Now, once I'm in customize the style, I go to current element style.
There's where I got lost.
Now, you'll see current element style is the menu is going to change based on whatever you have selected on the page. So if you have an image on the page, it's going to give you a new menu. If you click on a link on the page, it's going to give you the link menu, as we're seeing here. Now here, all I have to do is I just click dark, and it makes that a button for me. If I wanted to, I could even add an icon to that button. There's icon here. I click button link. It pulls up this. And then I could say newspaper, for example. And I could actually attach a newspaper icon into the button as well. Right? I didn't go over that in the session, but because there's a lot of robust things that Design Tools can handle that we just didn't have time for today. But that's how that works. Good with you, Richard?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Good question. Okay, so here's where we're at. It's going to be 11 o'clock, and we're set to go from 9 to 11 a.m. today. If you need to hop off, feel free. Thank you for being here. This concludes what we had planned for our Design Tools. If, however, you are somebody who would like to stay on, and you would like to go over changing colors and maybe putting some pictures on a page and adjusting the shape of the picture and that sort of thing, feel free to hang on. I will start that. I'll give you, let's take a couple minute break. Let's start at like 11:02. We'll do 11:02, so a couple minute break, and then we'll move forward. And we will take that in probably until like 11:30. So you're welcome to stay on. That is going above and beyond what we planned. If you feel inundated and you feel like your brain is swarming with terminology with design tools and where to click what and do this and that, feel free to hop out. You're good. Okay? Of course, more than happy to help you guys. I love design tools. I use it a lot while we're kind of taking a breather. I like to do stuff in my own class. You know, I'll show you some of the stuff I do. So for those of you that can see the types of capabilities that you have with it, with robust design tools. So let me go ahead and get into my English B2. Yes, thank you, Allison. Thanks, Lourdes. Thanks, Kendall. Okay.
Matt, before you start, I think I just wanted to tell our captioner, I think she can hop off as well.
Yeah, I think it seems like Kendall's leaving.
Yeah. And we only have a captioner till 11. So, and Matt, I'm going to be hopping off as well.
All right. See you, Pams. I saw both of you are checking out. See you later.
All right. Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
Pam, for your help.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm staying for a little bit. That's it.
Okay.
I have to stay. I'm not leaving.
Pam, I have a question real quick for you.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
You said you're going to post the session. I need to access your video captioning session. Where can I find that? Because I'm trying to work on that assignment still.
Hang on one second. Kevin, were you in the recording and captioning or just the captioning?
I think it was recording and captioning. It was a couple weeks ago.
Okay, so it was just captioning. Hang on one second.
Yeah, it was where we got into Office 365.
Yeah. I think that's already up, and I can just put the link in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'll tell you when I've got it in there.
Okay, so just so you guys know, when I said that we would move on to creating images and all that, I didn't mean that I would be sticking around. So I'll see you guys later. I'm totally kidding.
Hey, Matt, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, go for it.
So I've put this whole template on a course, and then after I look at it, I go, I hate it. Is there an easy way to just wipe it all out?
Not really.
So you have to go through and delete every element and.
Yeah, like what you could do is you could, so I'll explain it this way. So you created your template, right? You could go back and open up your template and then add a new theme to it to change the look of it if you want to, you want to play with that. And that will hopefully, that should keep the content you have on your template page because it shouldn't have specific content on it, right? So you can reapply the theme to that, but then any page you're going to need to redo because again, it has the old template saved on it, not the new one. And if you just simply apply the new template on it, it's going to work the same thing as it did the other day in Canvas templates. It'll delete the content. So you need to put your content at the bottom after you've applied the template to that page. Yeah.
Matt, okay. I see it says paste your URL of your design tools created page in the submission field below, but I don't see a submission field.
Okay, so let me see. So why don't you go ahead and share your screen with me real quick so I can see what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin, it's not up yet. So as soon as it's up, I'll send you an email, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody.
Have a good one.
Hey, see you, Pam.
Thanks,
Thank you.
You too. Bye.
Okay, so scroll up to the top. Right. There you go. And then you'll see the URL is right below the field for it right there. Yep.
All right. Of course, that's where it was.
Oh yeah, sometimes it's the most simple things that get us, right? Happens to me all the time. Like, I've been now working with design tools in Canvas, since 2015. And there's times where I'm still like, why? Students are like, I can't see it. I'm like, dag nabbit, I forgot to publish the stupid thing. Too, right? Okay, so this is kind of so you can see that this is my Harry Potter themed class. And this is some of the things that you can do with design tools. So let me refresh the page. You can see that it's not BC red. It's very much the Marauders map color. So I actually created an animation right here. And you'll notice that I've created it so that footprints walk around the Marauders map, just like it does in the movie, right? Walks around the map, moves down. So this is just a nice little banner that I keep at the top of my page just to kind of, inspire my students,
Well, you are up to no good.
Oh yeah, all the time.
You solemnly swear.
Now, if I scroll down, I even put in like signatures, just like when they receive their Hogwarts acceptance letters they get, because Savannah and I co-teach this class. Oh, we're gonna have to change our last names now. But then I put in like little wizarding hats as the icons, which were actually part of design tools. I didn't have to create those. And then if I come down here, I even have like little little expandable menus, right? Which is more of an advanced feature. I will not have time to cover that today. And of course, I put things like this for information. So this is my weekly introduction page, and then I give them links to assignments. So for example, I take them to this assignment, and this is what my assignments look like, right? I give criteria and feedback and all that stuff. If I come to the home page again, I also can scroll down and let me take you to another assignment. This is one of their final assignments. And this was actually a banner that I created using Photoshop with the bricks and everything. I did that myself, and the wording and the textures and all that. And so, you know, I like to make everything that I do a little interesting. And then if I come into announcements, of course, in the Wizarding world, you don't get announcements, you get OWL post, right? You get your letters delivered by OWL. So if I come in here, this is how it looks, right? I have OWL post, and then I have, you know, stuff like that. And then I give them links to things that I want to take them to. Of course, home is a castle because Hogwarts is a castle, right? So I do these sorts of things. Created a little banner that has OWL post. So there's a lot of things that you can do. I theme what I do. So let's get into showing you how you can create and change these colors so that they're not just that static red, right? That everything comes in. Okay, so here we go. Let me come back to the page that I was designing. $7.17 weekly overview. That's the template. See, if I would have edited this one, it's going to change everything, right? But maybe what I want to do is apply it to the template. That way, the template, every time I apply it to another page, always has the color themes in it, right? So the color theme I'm going to go for now is actually has to do with all the purples and pinks and stuff, and these bright, you know, nice magentas and stuff that we see in this image that I created. And I want to put them on these icons right here and up here on this banner. So I'm going to go ahead and click edit. Okay, so now here's the cool thing. Opening design tools. Jimena, I don't sleep. Matter of fact, it's funny, in graduate school, my classmates always told me, they were like, you know, your superpower is not sleeping, because really I sleep about 4 hours a night. Like, it's kind of always been that way. Over the past couple of years, it's extended about to 6 hours, but I just, like I have always just woken up after like 4 or 5 hours. It doesn't take me long. And there's rare occasions where I might sleep, you know, 8 hours, but that's very seldom.
Wait till you have kids.
Yeah, then I plan on sleeping all the time and never having to interact with them.
There you go.
Because if they're my offspring, they're going to be a pain in the butt.
Just
so
block them out.
It's like, leave me alone, kids, leave me alone. Okay, here we go. Okay, so what I want to do now is I actually want to go to customize the style. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll I'm going to go to the bottom menu. I'm going customize the style all the way to customize color palette. So this is like, you know, when Jimena has that college photo that she loves, that from her undergrad days when she was doing keg stands and drinking all the beer, and she's like being held upside down. But, you know, the light of the moon is reflecting really nicely off of her shirt as she's being held upside down doing the keg stand. She can actually pull in that image and pull the colors from that image and use it in her Canvas course, you know. So that's something that she's, you know, capable of doing with this tool. So customize the style, customize color palette. Now I can scroll down and you'll see that on my list, I have a ton of colors that I've added here that I've extracted from images, right? If I scroll all the way down, and you guys probably have a small chunk, probably something like about this size, maybe like 10 rows deep. If you scroll down, you'll see that there's actually this pull color from image icon, the little button down at the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and click that. Make a nice little happy cloud right there. Right there. Click the pull colors from image. Okay. Now I'm going to browse for an image. So I took this screenshot, you know, to promote the session on Facebook earlier today. So here's this image. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. So what I've done is I've just found an image somewhere on my computer. Fortunately for me, it was located on my desktop. You guys can go ahead and just find an image somewhere, you know, nested within a folder on your computer, whatever that is. And you'll see that it pulls this image in, and then it gives me all these swatches here on the side that show me the types of colors that are present in this image. It extracts them right over here. So to add them to my color palette, what I need to do is I just come over here and click them. So here's some colors that I want to add. All right, so I've chosen 7 colors. Now, after I've selected those, I'm going to go ahead and say add 7 colors to palette. And I'm going to click it. Boom. Once it adds it, it's going to put it at the very top of all my swatches. So we'll see what that does in just a second. Looks like it's taking a minute. Okay. So now if I scroll up to the top, you'll see there's those 7 colors that I just selected and added to my color palette. So now these become colors that I can use with design tools in my Canvas course.
Matt, could you go over how you opened the palette from the image directly? You know, speaking about kids, I just had mine interrupt me, so I lost track. I'm sorry.
No worries. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to start from scratch on that, okay? So let me minimize that. So I go to customize the style, Jimena, and then customize color palette. Now, once I'm on customize color palette, I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom of the swatches, and I should have some buttons down here, one that says pull colors from image. I click that. Now on my computer, I'm going to browse for an image. So for me, I have one on my desktop right there. So I'm just going to open that. And now once I do that, it has all these swatches. Now to add the swatches to my course, I need to first select them. So those 4 colors. And then I simply say add those to color palette. Once I do that, it's going to throw all those colors that I just added to the very top of my palette. Hi, Amber. How are you doing?
Okay, this is great.
Good, good. Now you'll see that up here I have like these 7 colors that I added from that image, right? So, Jimena's going to pull in the ones from her famous keg stands, back in undergrad. So now what I can do is I can actually, you see all these colors actually have little drop-down arrows. So let's say that like with this, I don't know, maybe this like really dark color, I don't really care for it, I'm not going to use it. I can actually click that arrow. It pulls up this menu and I could actually change the color value of it right in here by selecting these. And of course it gives me the nice little Roy G. Biv color slider here. So I can actually slide it and change the color altogether and make it green if I wanted to. And I could say choose and boom, now that color is green. So I have the option to create my own color palette, right? Just be aware that sometimes those neon colors are really harsh on the eyes when you're actually, applying them in design tools and things like that to elements. So I have my colors. Now let's say, now for me, I already have all these colors imported, so I don't really need this row. I just did that as an example for you guys. So if I want to delete it, I just come here and say close. I'm going to click that X and it will delete that row of colors for me. We'll give it a second. Taking its time now. Okay, well, let me see if I can move forward. Yep, no, it's not going to do that. Let me see if I refresh the page. There we go. Okay. I feel like I need the Jeopardy music playing. Or at least the sound of crickets. I wish I could like embed cricket noises and just click a button and have that go, Which usually works really well with your students, when you're like, all right, so anybody have any questions about that? And it's just.
So to apply the colors, we would just click on one and.
Not yet, nope.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So I'll show you how to apply the colors. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm still in customize the style, and I have to change the color to the top banner and these icons. Now I have to do the icons in one way, and I have to do the top banner in an entirely different way. So the first thing we're going to do is change the color of our template banner. So I come here for colors for banner theme, and I expand that under customize the style. So now what I do is if I mouse over this little eye icon, it's going to highlight in blue on the page the element that I'm messing with, right? So obviously I want to mess with this top banner. It's red right now. I don't want it red. I want it to be like this dark purple that the bottom of the mountain is, So what I'm going to do is I'm come over here to, what I have is several columns. This obviously tells me the element on the page that I'm messing with right here under banner colors. BG stands for background color. So that's the color on the background. Now the text color is obviously whatever's on top. The WCAG 2.0 value tells me, okay, the color contrast between your background element and your foreground element, or in this case, the text element, is strong enough that people with visual disability will be able to still see this, right? I mean, if someone is blind, obviously there's other measures we need to take, but at least we're providing enough color contrast that people should be able to read the distinction between those two. They can read the text on top of the background. So what I'm gonna do is with background color, I'm gonna come here and I click the arrow next to it, and now I can select from my color palette any of those colors. So I know that this is actually, this row right here, I know just from practice that this is what I imported from that image way back when I first started using that image. So I can come here and select that purple, and now it'll change the banner to that dark purple that I like, right? And that's all I had to do. Now I could change the text too, but watch what happens. Let's say I want to change it to this magenta. First of all, I can barely see it. Second, it looks ugly, and my WCAG values now indicate that it's failing, informing me that there's not enough color contrast. But I really like the white, so if I just come in here and apply white, boom, I'm back to safe, right? So you're always looking for 2 AA or AAA values in your WCAG value. Of course, it'll let you know if you're failing, right? As will I if your design tools page doesn't come out to perfection. Now, I'm gonna send you a nasty email talking about how much you failed. Some of you failed just from the start anyway, so I'm sorry for that. I'm just very biased like that. Okay, so here now we have this banner, and that's how I change the banner. Let's say I wanted to change this little unit wrapper thing, this little bubble thing up here. I can actually come down here and I can continue to look, and I know from practice that it's unit wrapper. So I could actually come here and change that too. If I change that to magenta, I know it's gonna be the same, it's gonna look horrible, right? But I'll do it just to show you. I can change that too. It looks bad, but I'll come back in here and change it to the white that I want it. Boom, white. And sometimes it'll actually do the exact opposite. I could even come in here and change this text. Right now it's black. I can come here and change the text in the unit wrapper to the purple, so that way I can just kind of keep my theme going, right? So I have that ability. So now the text is purple. Okay. So there's a couple other things that we want to do. Obviously, I want the buttons here to be that purple, and I want these icons to be purple too. Is everybody good to move forward, or did you want to take a moment and change your banner color? Okay, we're good. All right, here we go. Okay, so now I'm going to minimize colors for banner theme. The next area that I'm going to is going to be current element style. This is the same place we changed those links to buttons, right? The behavior of this menu, current element style, is in the name, current element. So whatever element I have selected on the page, it's going to change stuff over here. So for example, for these buttons, if I click in here, it's going to change that button, right? So I can do stuff in here. And if I scroll down, I can actually get to colors basic, where this mouse over color is red. If I change this to purple, it's going to make the button static and purple, right? So I can just simply click purple. And now the button changes purple. It no longer has that mouse over feature, but I'd much rather it be purple than this weird red, right? So I'm going to go ahead and click that. The next button, I'm in current element style. I'm going to scroll past the link button thing. I don't need to mess with that right now. And I come down here to the colors basic, and I'm going to change the background color to purple. And now my 2 buttons are purple. And notice the icons still highlight in red, which I'm fine with. The same thing can be said for these icons. If I click in the icon and go to colors basic, the background color is red. I just come here, change it to purple. Now that's purple. And I do the same thing for the other icons. Oops, wrong purple. Come here to this icon. Change that again. Everybody following along so far? Awesome. Have you all changed your icons?
Not yet.
No, I'm watching because I missed the text to purple because I was doing something.
Cool.
Matt, I have a question. I don't have that amount of colors. Before neither, I had the link. Is that because of my computer?
Yeah, so Maritza, the reason you don't have the level of colors that I have is because I have, over the past, 2 years that we've had design tools, I've been importing images and the colors in those images over time. You know, because my typical process is I like to sort of think about everything within a packaging first. So I know that I create the curriculum for like a workshop, and then I create the logo and design for everything I'm going to use in the workshop, and that comes with certain colors. Once I have that, I import that image into design tools, I use those colors, and then I apply it throughout my course. So the reason I have so many colors is because I've imported a lot of colors. You're going to start off with just a few rows of colors.
Okay.
I did it. I changed the color of an icon. Cool.
Woohoo. Awesome. Good job, Richard. Everybody else, thumbs up, doing okay so far? Awesome.
I gotta tell you, Matt, like I think you should recommend people take this twice. Like, this is my second time around. The first time was like information overload. This is like, okay, I get it now. Okay,
it's my second time also, and it makes so much more sense now.
Yeah, matter of fact, after I had, you know, after those initial, like several trainings that we did where like you were in it and we just did everything in like the 2-hour block, when we were still on campus, I started dividing them into 2 different sessions. So that way people could do that. And then of course, with this online stuff, you know, there's some things that we had to work out in terms of our workshop layout for the summer. So I figured anybody who wanted to stay on, I could go over these more advanced stuff. The people that were already at information overload could hop off and feel that they accomplished and have the basics.
Question, how do you delete a template?
Okay, so in order to remind me of that question, I'll come to it that way. I don't have to close out of everything we're on now. But yeah, remind me of that. Okay, everybody ready to move forward? Okay, so right now we've changed the colors, right? So let me go ahead and close design tools and save my page so that we can see that my template, wow, it's looking really snazzy. I like it, right? There's a lot of things that I like in here. Okay, so let me come here and I'm gonna apply a page again, right? So I'm gonna come back to pages, view all pages, and then I'm actually gonna come in here and add another page, and I'm just gonna apply that template like we did before, okay? We'll give it a second to load. Copy existing content, template pages. I'm gonna apply that template that I just saved and created purple and all that good stuff again. So now the pages, or the template, is applied to a page. Okay, so now here we go. Let's say, for example, let me grab some, I'm just gonna go, I have another window open off to the side. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for Latin web design text. It's just like text filler, and you use it in web design so that it looks like you have content on a page. So I'm just coming over here. Let me see, I'm just gonna copy what they have right here, and I'm just gonna come over here and paste it in my introductory text. Give it a second. Okay, so you see, and now I have all this Latin text in there. And the only reason I'm doing that is to show you how this is gonna work. So I have a ton of text here. Now let's say I actually wanna have an image, because the next thing we're gonna do is actually manipulate images, right, using design tools. So I'm gonna bring an image the same rudimentary way that I do with Canvas Basics. I'm gonna come up here. Sorry. I have my cursor selected in the frame that I want. I now come over here to embed image, that little icon at the top of my tool. So I'm not even using design tools right now. This is just Canvas. I click that. I can come over here and navigate and try to find an image somewhere in my Canvas files, you know, so I could go course files and maybe design. Let's see if I have an image here. So I will take this book image, for example. I have an image right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this book image. And I will say, for accessibility purposes, I need to put in my alt tag. So this is gonna be image with books in the center. Keep reading. So when you create an alt tag, you need to make sure that it's, you know, you want to limit it to about 120 characters. You want to not only describe the content of the image, but you also want to do things like keep reading, or you want to basically convey the message that if somebody who can see the image on the page, if they walk away, like let's say it's Uncle Sam and it's like, I want you, right? You're going to describe old man in top hat pointing, right? And then you're also going to say, Uncle Sam wants you, you know, to enroll for the military or whatever it is, right? You want to also provide the meaning that somebody who sees the image takes away from seeing it. Now, somebody who can't see it and is using screen reading software they need to take away the same meaning, or else why is the image on the page in the first place, right? If it's not providing additional meaning. So I type in my alt tag here. Here's the dimensions of it, and I'm just gonna say update. So now, boom, it puts my page, that little image of books right here. And here we go. All right, so the thing that I wanna do now is I actually wanna manipulate this image. I don't really want it to be just this rectangular image on my page, right? So I'm gonna minimize my create edit content menu. And again, I am coming to customize the style. And I'm coming to current element style. So now here, this is the same area that we just changed all the icon colors. This is the same area where I changed links to buttons. But again, current element style is dependent. The menu change is dependent on the element you are currently selected on your content page, right? So if I select an image on my page, boom, it's gonna bring up the image size, position, style menu, and it gives me all these options. So now I could actually come here, there's my alt tag. If I didn't enter it before, I could enter my alt tag right in here. If it's a decorative image, if it's like a logo that somebody who sees it takes no meaning away from it, somebody who doesn't see it takes no meaning away from it, I can just select decorative image and I don't even have to have an alt tag. I can change the dimensions of the image right here. Let's say I wanna go up to 500, so I'm just gonna go 500, boom. And it's gonna expand that to 500, right? I could also come onto the image and have it selected, and you see I get these little anchor boxes in the corners. I could actually drag and drop it. So I could actually reduce the size, or I could increase the size of it right there by dragging those little handles. I can also change the justification of it. I can go far left, I can go centered, I could go far right. And for this, I'm gonna go far right, right? And then of course I can apply a style to the image. I could change the shape of it. So let's
Yes, I've lost Matt too. Did we run out of meeting time? No?
Nah, he probably got kicked out.
Yeah, that happened last week too. He was teaching a class and the last couple minutes got kicked.
Hi, Maritza.
Hello.
You guys will have to finish teaching this. Maritza, teach us how to do this now.
Yes, right.
I'll call you later, Maritza.
I get frozen.
In like my house, if anybody uses the microwave, it kicks me out because it messes with the Wi-Fi signal. So
I am in Mexico right now. My antenna is like this.
I can.
Yeah, my internet is very unstable. That's why everything was blurry when he was teaching. I couldn't see. So,
where are you, Lourdes?
Mexicali.
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
I'm with my mom.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm going to San Diego in about 3 hours.
Good.
Slowly working my way back there. So I think I'm going to use the help.
It's time.
The design tools, the help thing that they have, you know, the tutorials. Yeah.